We've made a lot of videos explaining the underlying causes for specific digestive symptoms. So if you're looking for information on a specific symptom, you're going to be able to look in the description below this video for links to some of those other topics, and you can dig into those a little bit deeper. But today in this video, we're going to talk about how to actually fix those digestive symptoms. And we're going to cover the two basic steps that are going to fix most digestive troubles. Things like burping, bloating, acid reflux, constipation, diarrhea, nausea, and even skin or acne type issues. The best part is that these solutions are actually going to make sense. Let's jump in.
T.C. Hale is not a doctor and does not claim to be a doctor or licensed in any type of medical field. Don't be an idiot and use anything heard on the show as medical advice. This information should be used for educational purposes only, and you should contact your doctor for any medical advice. Now get off me.
So let us know in the comments what type of digestive symptoms you're dealing with and how long you've been dealing with those. Because there are a lot of people out there that can improve their symptoms by just taking simple steps like using digestive enzymes, or maybe they're using a little bit of apple cider vinegar with their meals. But for most people dealing with digestive symptoms on a consistent basis, they need to either fix one or both of the major sides of digestion. And that's what we'll explain how to do here today. Now, if you end up needing a little bit more advanced help than just fixing those basic steps, I'm going to give you some free tools that you can use in this video as well. So here's how it works. When we eat food, our stomachs make hydrochloric acid, or HCl, and this helps us start to acidify the food that we ate, and that helps us start to break that food down. Now, once the food is properly acidified in the stomach, it'll leave the stomach and go into the duodenum, which is the first 10 inches of the small intestine. And that's when alkaline bile is dropped down from the gallbladder onto this acidic product, and that alkaline bile meeting this acidic product leaving the stomach creates a sizzle. And this sizzle is what really helps us bust that food apart and pull all the nutrients out of that food. So the sizzle is very important for us to properly break down our food. And when food is not properly broken down, it breaks down by process of rotting and fermenting. And the rotting and fermenting can create a lot of extra gases and chemicals and bad reactions that can create a lot of these symptoms in the body. Where the problem comes in is that it's really common for someone not to be making enough stomach acid. And if they're not producing enough stomach acid, then they can't acidify that food so that they can break it down. And there's a lot of reasons that a person may not be making enough stomach acid. They don't need to be taking some type of acid reflux drug or some type of PPI that turns off stomach acid. There's a lot of other issues that can create a problem where a person's not making enough stomach acid as well. And the other side is that it's very common for someone's bile to become too thick and sticky to flow correctly. And when that's not flowing correctly, the bile's not coming down and neutralizing the acids that are leaving the stomach. So it's really common for someone to have one side of digestion not working correctly, and it's really common for someone to have both sides not working correctly. But in either situation, if both sides are not working the way that it should, we're not really going to digest our food and get all the nutrients out of that food, and the problem is going to create some type of symptom. So when someone doesn't have enough stomach acid, the most common symptoms will be burping or bloating or constipation or indigestion or acid reflux. Yes, acid reflux is caused by not having enough stomach acid. It's not caused by having too much stomach acid like advertisers tell us. So if that's new information for you, be sure to check the description below for our video about acid reflux to really understand what's going on there. Now, if someone doesn't have their bile flowing correctly, the most common digestive symptoms they'll see there are either loose stools or chronic diarrhea type issues, or nausea, or gas, or acne or other skin type issues. Now, keep in mind that any of those symptoms can happen just from not having that sizzle there. So this is just the most common issues we see with a lack of stomach acid or a lack of bile flow, but it's possible for things like a lack of stomach acid to create gas for some people for a variety of reasons. So don't get locked into, oh, I have gas, it must be poor bile flow. This is just the most common things that we see. Keep in mind, these symptoms are not diagnostic. It's just nice to be able to understand the most common causes of these symptoms so you can take steps to correct those issues and see if it corrects the symptom for you. Another important thing to understand is that there are imbalances in the body that can magnify or even cause issues like constipation or chronic diarrhea. So it's not necessarily one of those issues always creating that problem. But my book, Kick Your Fat in the Nuts, can kind of walk you through figuring out which aspects of digestion are going wrong for you and what steps you can take to correct them, as well as if you're dealing with any type of imbalances that may be magnifying some of those issues. Now, the book is available on Amazon, but I'm going to put a link in the description below where you can get the whole thing totally for free. And if you hate books, if books are evil to you, then we also have a totally free digestion course that'll walk you through those same steps. And both the book and the course will walk you through these simple tests that you can run at home using tools you can pick up at a pharmacy or a health food store that help you figure out those aspects of digestion that may be malfunctioning, as well as any imbalances that could be creating other digestive symptoms for you as well. So if you feel like bile may not be flowing correctly for you, I'm going to point you to a video at the end of this video that'll help you figure out 5 steps that you can take to help thin that bile. That's really what it's all about, is when the bile becomes too thick and sticky to flow correctly, you can take steps to thin that out, and then the bile will flow the way that it's supposed to, and you can digest your food the right way. So that can be a really big step for a lot of people these days. Now, if you're not making enough stomach acid, there's steps you can take to kind of synthesize that. Because the problem is, if you're not making enough stomach acid, you can't break your food down well enough to pull the minerals out of that food. Well, your body needs minerals to be able to make that hydrochloric acid. So if you're not getting enough minerals out of your food, you don't have enough minerals to break down the food correctly by making acid. You can get stuck in this broken cycle of no digestion for months, years, or decades. So what we like to see people do is to take steps to help acidify that stomach a little bit. Now, some people do use apple cider vinegar, and that has the ability to slightly acidify the stomach. So if someone just needs a little bit of boost, that can help. That can give them that boost and help acidify the stomach a little bit more. But most people need more aggressive steps than that. Most people need to actually supplement with HCl capsules. And what this does is it helps give your stomach the HCl that it's not currently making enough of. So you can acidify that stomach by using supplementation, and then break the food down well enough to get the nutrients out of that food so that hopefully you can give your body the tools that it needs to make more of its own hydrochloric acid, and then you can reduce how much you're supplementing. Now, how much you need to supplement as far as those HCl capsules go can really be different for every person, and it can be a little bit complicated. You really want to take it in the middle of the meal to make sure it's not going to get stuck in your esophagus and then dissolve there and then feel like acid reflux. You know, that's no fun. So there's definitely specific steps you want to take, and that's a little more complicated than we want to cover here. But in my book, Chapter 3 walks you through how to use HCl the right way. So you can just skip right to Chapter 3 when you download the book for free using that link in the description below. And that free digestion course will also walk you through how to use HCl the right way so that you're doing the right things and understanding the right dosages. What the bottle says to use often isn't enough for some people, and some people need to be a little bit more aggressive. So it's important to understand how to use that. That's not some kind of supplement you just want to use willy-nilly. You really want to know what you're doing if you're going to start putting stomach acid into your stomach, right? Just don't view it like, oh, I'm going to give myself a stomach ulcer. We know, and even the medical world now knows, that stomach ulcers are caused by bacteria in the stomach. It's not caused by too much stomach acid. That was fiction, and we all understand that that was not correct. Also, if you have acid reflux and you think it's because you have too much stomach acid, so, oh, I don't need to take HCl because I already have too much stomach acid, I have acid reflux. So that's also false. So be sure to click the link in the description below about the acid reflux explanation and understand how that works. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to fix these digestive symptoms. Now, there are issues that can magnify some of these problems. If a person has a bacterial overgrowth in their stomach or their small intestine, the alkaline waste from that bacteria can be magnifying that problem. So you might need to take steps to reduce any type of overgrowth, and my book explains how to do that, as well as the digestion course as well. So if you have more advanced issues, know that you can find help with that free information. Now, if a person is taking like birth control or some type of medication that can lift estrogen levels, or they just have naturally high estrogen levels for a wide variety of reasons, then they're going to have a really hard time thinning that bile out, because higher estrogen levels can thicken up that bile so it won't flow correctly. So just using some of the supplements and some of the natural food choices and steps that we talk about in the video I'm going to share with you might not be enough if you're taking that type of medication. You might need to work with your doctor to find other solutions if you really want to get your bile flowing the correct way. So if you want to learn more about a specific digestive symptom, just check the description below this video and you'll find links to other videos on specific digestive symptoms, as well as those links to get the book or the digestive course for free. For now, to learn more about how to get that bile moving the right way, check out our video on 5 steps to improve bile flow. I can't wait to hear about your results.